Hi friends, how are you? Today I'm going to make this video that I've been wanting to make for a long time, in which I'm going to be talking about my language book corner and all the books that I have, and also a little bit about my methods, the things that I use when I study languages. And yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty long video, but I'm sorry for that. I hope it is useful for some of you. Okay, so this is my language corner. I want to show a little bit. It's a little bit packed, I know. There are different languages. And also there are some photocopies and printouts. I know you can't really see anything now. It's pretty fast, but I just want to give you a quick idea. And now I'm gonna be talking about them. Let me place the camera somewhere. Hopefully this will work. Let's see. Yeah, I think so. Great, so let's start. There are lots of languages here. I don't speak all of them, and of course I don't speak most of them fluently. But yeah, okay, let's start. This first part is Arabic, which is a pretty recent language that I started to study like a month ago. These two books, this one which is in Spanish, this is a nice book. Actually, it starts on the other side. I hope you can see. This is the first book that I started to use to learn the script, and I used it in combination with this one. Okay, probably you know it. Read and write Arabic scripts from Teach Yourself. I also have a grammar. It's in Spanish because I bought it when I was in Madrid a month ago. So yeah, it's a grammar. And then I have this amazing book that I bought in Bangkok when I came back like 2 weeks ago. It's pretty nice. Mastering Arabic 1. It comes with a CD and 2 CDs, yeah, actually. Okay, and it's pretty nice. Okay. It's for MSA, for Modern Standard Arabic. And I also have two books, these two books, which are for Moroccan Arabic. Okay, so this is in Spanish. This is a Lonely Planet Guide for Moroccan Arabic. And this one is an interesting book with lots of phrases and vocabulary. Yeah. In Moroccan Arabic also. Let's learn Darija. Okay, Darija. Good. So let me place this back. This one. And this one. Oh, and finally I have a visual dictionary, my first 1,000 Arabic words. Okay, it's a visual dictionary. It's pretty nice. I didn't use it yet, though. Okay. Oops, where did it go? Great. Then we have Basque. Basque. Basque is a language that I started to study when I tried for the first time when I was 14 or something like that. But then I quit because I just had a phrase book and I didn't understand why things happened by that time. So I quit. And then when I was 18 and I got to university, I met a girl who was from the Basque country, and she was Euskaldun, she was a Basque speaker, and she helped me and I started to understand more. And also I went to the library and I borrowed my first Basque grammar, and yeah, that's how I started to study Basque. And also when I was at university and I was in computing classes, computing lessons, instead of paying attention to the teacher, I was just chatting in Basque. And that's how I got pretty fluent by that time. At that time, I'm not that fluent now. I can still write and read a lot, but if I try to speak, it's pretty hard for me right now. So I have this dictionary that I bought when I was at university, I think. And then there's this book, Bakarka 4. It's a like a class book. Yeah, with grammar, with vocabulary, and with everything. This is level 4. And it's pretty nice. And then I have some charts in here with, I have the Little Prince in Basque here. And then I have some verb charts. Oops, I dropped something. Good. Well, this goes with the next. Oh no, the next is Burmese for Beginners, which is pretty nice. I have this book, which is Burmese for Beginners, and I also have Lao for Beginners. And when I started to learn Thai, the first book that I got was Thai for Beginners also, and then I got the other two, which are Thai for Beginners, Thai for Intermediate Learners, and Thai for Advanced Readers. Okay? I don't speak Burmese. I have no idea. I just know how to say hi, and I don't even remember Mingadabir or something like that. Okay, so the next section, which is pretty large, is Chinese. Chinese is a language that I have been studying since last year probably. Yeah, for over a year. Yeah, a year and a half or something like that. But of course, I never focus on, I focus on certain languages for a while, but then I switched to another one, and I hate to be focused on one language for a long time. So I have been studying, in the last 1.5 years, I have been studying Chinese, Japanese, Tagalog, review in Hindi. I studied some Korean, I studied Russian, Dutch, many languages actually. So yeah, it's not like I have been studying Chinese for 1.5 years. I mean, I'm not fluent in Chinese at all. I have pretty nice books here. My first two books that I bought in Hong Kong a couple of years ago, but I didn't start to learn until a little bit later, were Chinese for Beginners, which is a nice book. Okay, whoops. Yeah, with lots of exercises and stuff. And Chinese Made Easy, which I'm sorry I don't have it here. I lent it to my boss actually, who is starting to study Chinese. Okay, then I have this book, which is pretty nice. Speak Chinese Today. Oops. I dropped the bookmark. The good thing about this book is that you have conversations completely in Chinese first, so that you don't have the transcription underneath, which is good to practice. And then on the next page you have the full transcription, which is good. I don't know if you can see. Okay, but it's nice because normally you get the Chinese characters and just underneath you get the transcription. So it's almost impossible not to look at that transcription. Then I have this grammar that was edited by the Autonomous University of Barcelona, where I studied, and it's a grammar written in Spanish by one of the professors over there. Then, well, I have this one for easy learning Chinese characters, just writing. Then I have this book which I love. It's Mandarin Express, and it's pretty nice. You have conversations and sentences, and I love this book. It's like the language that it teaches is pretty useful. Then this one is like a second version, but it's too difficult for me right now. I can't read. It's full texts in Chinese, and I'm absolutely not ready to read that. And therefore, I just skip it for the future. I recently bought this book here, Intermediate Spoken Chinese. Okay, which is good. Everything is in pinyin, but it's intermediate level. I'm not ready for this either. I mean, it comes with the CDs and lots of MP3s. And yeah, if I listen to them, I don't understand anything. But I'm going to. Then another Chinese grammar that I bought before, but I don't like very much. Oh, not this one. And this is one of my favorite books that I bought for like 80 baht, which is like $2 in a second-hand shop. And it's really nice. I love this book. It's Chinese for beginners, but it's a really old book and I love it. Great. Then I have some charts here. Then I have a dictionary and a visual dictionary. You know, this collection. I'm gonna show you a different one, the German one. Okay, it's visual bilingual dictionaries, English and another language. I have 6 or 7 of them. I have Chinese, Japanese, French, German, Hindi, Portuguese, and Russian, I think. No. Well, that's it. Then I have other visual dictionaries, but smaller, for languages that I am not that fluent in. Well, I'm not fluent in Japanese or Chinese or Hindi, but I found them, so I just bought them. Great, let's continue. And finally, I have this reading and writing Chinese. I bought this in Hong Kong also. And yeah, you get how to draw the characters, the order of the strokes and everything. Then I have a couple of books here for Croatian, which I studied this last summer when I was traveling in Croatia, Montenegro, Bosnia and Slovenia. Okay, then we have Dutch. I studied Dutch when I was 17 on my own because I was going to Holland with my school. It was kind of the end of the penultimate course in high school. And yeah, so I studied a little with some books and stuff. And then last year I bought this book, Colloquial Dutch, which I love also. I didn't study much. My Dutch is pretty bad. I mean, I can read a lot. My pronunciation is not that good. And my problem is that I know much more German. So when I speak Dutch, I really speak German with Dutch words. So and when I don't know the word, I try to change the spelling in the Dutch way, but I really use German words and German structures, so pretty bad. Then I have French here. I have the visual dictionary. I have a book to read in French and also a magazine here. It's Sophie la Reine d'Espagne. It's not that interesting, maybe, but I bought it in the second-hand bookshop, and it was cheap, and it's something that I can read from. I mean, and then I have El Francés Coloquial, colloquial French, which is nice. It's lots of colloquial expressions and slang. It's nice. Then I have German. I studied German when I was at university, and also French, and also Galician, which, by the way, I don't have anything for Galician here. Yeah. So I love this grammar. This is Gramática de la Lengua Alemana by Andreu Castell. It's an amazing grammar. I love this grammar. Lots of examples, and wow, I love it. I really love it. And then I also bought a book to read German. Yeah. Die sanfte Heilung der spirituellen Krankheit. Yeah, it's too spiritual maybe. But I like that, and I live in Thailand, so right now I'm pretty interested in spiritual life. And it also comes from the second-hand shop here. Then I have also Vocabulario Básico del Alemán, which is basic vocabulary also. And then I also have the visual dictionary, as I showed before. It's actually here. It's wrong. Oh, sorry. Well, then I have Greek, Le Grec Saint-Pen from Asimil, and also the Greek phrase book from Lonely Planet. I haven't studied much Greek now, but when I was after college, I was sharing a flat, and the other person was studying Greek, and I learned a little bit from his books and stuff. So last year I bought these Greek books just because it reminded me of that time, and I want to take it sometime. Then I have Hebrew, which I have studied like a couple of times. Like I just learn a little bit of the letters, but I don't really remember. I just remember like 5 or 6 letters, and I can't really read, and I don't know many sentences and words and anything. I can't really speak. I can say hello, how are you, and not much more. And then I have this visual dictionary also. Then Hindi. I studied Hindi when I was living in India. That was before coming to Thailand. Yeah, and my Hindi was pretty good at that time. I mean, I was living in Dehradun, in the north of India, in the state of Uttarakhand, and I lived in a house. I was collaborating with an NGO, with a non-governmental organization, and I was helping these organization, and I was living with 10 Indian people, and it's not a very famous city, so there's there isn't much tourism in there, so it was great for me. I was collaborating in the educational project. That means that I was going to college and mainly high schools, and that was good for me. It was a great opportunity, and I got the chance to speak a lot of Hindi. And yeah, that was 3 years ago, and I went back to India around a month ago when I left Spain. On the way here, I stopped 2 weeks in India, and then I came back to Thailand. And I thought that I wouldn't remember much of my Hindi. Sorry, let me check if it's still recording. Yes, it is. But I did, and it was great. I mean, I could communicate quite well in very normal, simple situations, of course. It's not like like I could speak a lot, but it was great. Yeah, and I bought new books. You can't see them because they're down here, but I showed them before. Yeah, I have this Hindi through English book, which is for sentences, and then I bought this book, which is nice. It's an Hindi book from school for grade 7. This is a book with which children learn Hindi grammar at school. I mean, Indian children. So it's great. And then I also have The Little Prince again. I have The Little Prince in 5 or 6 languages. I have it here in Russian. I have it here in Thai. No, not this one. Well, I don't know where it is. I have it in Basque. I have it in Chinese. I have it in a few languages. I love that book. Then I have more books here, but I would like to show this one, which is pretty nice. I bought it this time in India, and it's got lots of vocabulary. And then the second section is sentences with different kinds of structures and things, which is great. And then also proverbs and idioms and local, like slang expressions, and then like a verb summary. Then this is Hindi para principiantes, which is also a nice book. Yeah, you can't see it, I'm sorry. But I just want to go a little bit fast. And this book, Outline of Hindi Grammar, I love this book. I bought it my last day in India, in Connaught Place in the center of New Delhi. And yeah, it's awesome. It's a grammar, and I love grammar, you know. Great, let's continue with Indonesian, which was a language that I learned when I traveled, like 3 months before I went to travel in Indonesia. I started to learn a little bit of the language with l'Indonésien sans peine, the Assimil, and yeah. Also, I think I had the Teach Yourself, but I don't have it anymore. Great. Then I went to Indonesia and I stayed there for a couple of months backpacking, and it was great, and I learned a lot. Actually, at the end I could talk with people about lots of different things, not only basic conversations but real conversations about life, and yeah, it was really nice. And I have kept studying it for a while. I mean, I stopped for a couple of years, but last year I wanted to start again, and I did. Then I bought this grammar. I have to say it's an awesome grammar. Indonesian, a comprehensive grammar from Routledge. Okay? It's an awesome grammar. It was really expensive, I remember. I think it was like €100 by that time. Okay, then I have a couple of dictionaries. Then I have this book that I bought in Indonesia. It's biology, but it's a bilingual book. If you can see something. Sentences are both in English and in Indonesian. Everything in this book is both in English and in Indonesian. Okay, the blue thing is Indonesian and the black thing is English. And I love biology and science, so I just bought this. It's for high school, grade 10 of senior high school and Islamic senior high school, it says here. Great, then last year in Spain I bought this book, Manuel d'Indonésien, volume 1, l'Indonésie au quotidien. It's in French. It's pretty nice. It was expensive too, I remember. But I like to read from here. Then I have this book, Ayat Ayat Cinta, which is a novel, a very famous novel from Indonesia. And there's a movie also. And the most famous song from the soundtrack, I know that song and it's awesome and I sing it. And then I have Indonesian and some other books and a visual dictionary and yeah. Then I have one book for Irish that I bought like 10 years ago when I went to Ireland, but I don't know anything. But then I have Isan, which is the language of the northeast of Thailand, which I can speak a little bit, not much, just some words and yeah, but it's nice. And then I have Italian. I don't have much for Italian here. I have something to read and a visual dictionary and something from the past that I used when I learned Italian, like when I was in college, like 15 years ago. Aprende y mejora rápidamente tu italiano and Italiano in 40 lessons. Okay? Then I have this book to read also, Dalai Lama, Conosci te stesso. Good. Then we go to Japanese. 2 years ago I traveled in Japan, Korea, South Korea, and the Philippines. And then I bought many books for Japanese. I bought a few more later, but yeah, my Japanese is really, really basic. I mean, I don't know much. I can read kanas, but I don't know many kanji. And and I can't really talk a lot, but okay, I like it. So I have this Read Japanese Today, which is nice to learn the kanjis from like pictograms, and they explain it with images and what they look like, etc. Then this one is nice. It's basic Japanese sentence patterns. Okay, it's really good because you have sentence patterns and then examples, both in polite Japanese and I mean formal Japanese and informal Japanese, which is good. This is from China. Oh, I dropped this before. These are languages from China, the different languages. It's okay. I don't need that now. Okay, let's go on. I have this essential Japanese grammar that I didn't really use yet because I bought it 2 weeks ago when I was in Bangkok. I have this Japanese for Dummies, which I hate, honestly. Then I have this, which is a reader, Read Real Japanese. I bought it. It's pretty nice. You have stories written in Japanese. I don't know if you can see it. Then vocabulary explanations, and then a translation. Still, it's too hard for me to read, so I'm not using this book yet. Then I have these two manga, Learn Japanese through manga. Japonés para gente manga, volume 1 and 2. Volume 1 and 2. Which, funnily enough, it's written, by a friend of mine, well, someone who studied with me at college. And then we have this Japanese Made Easy, which is nice, and then Japanese Verb Magic, which is nice to see how verbs work. And this is also a book with lots of Japanese sentences and different topics, but it's nice because it's written in Romaji. and then a dictionary. Then something for Korean that I don't really like. I learned some Korean when I was in Korea, but I don't remember it because I didn't study anymore afterwards because I didn't like the language. Then I have, this book for Ladakh, the language of the region of Ladakh in the north of India, next to, in Kashmir and Jammu, in Kashmir actually. And yeah, I was there 2 weeks ago at the end of my trip in India. I went to Leh and I bought that book. Actually, it should go after Korean. Then we have Laotian, which is a nice language. It's very similar to Thai, and we are very close by. And it's very, 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 very similar to Isan, the language of the northeast. Actually, Isan comes from Lao, not from Thai. But anyway, Lao and Thai both come from the Thai language. What's the name? The Thai, the Siamese language. Well, I don't know the family. Then I have a couple of books for Luganda because this summer I was also traveling in Uganda and Tanzania. And I bought these books. This is a very nice book, The Essentials of Luganda. I bought it in a supermarket. And it's great. It's a grammar and I love it. And then a Luganda English dictionary and a Luganda phrase book. Then this book is from Maori when I was traveling in New Zealand in January this year. No, in February this year. January I was traveling in Australia. Then I have Portuguese, and yeah, I don't have much. I have this book from my times back in college. Portuguese from Teach Yourself, but a very old edition. And then some grammar notes and a dictionary. And then we have, this is Quechua, because last year I traveled in Peru and Bolivia, and I bought 3 books for Quechua. Well, actually this one, the last one, Gramática, Regionalismos, Traducción de Poesías, Coplas, Insultos, Cuentos y Piropos en Runasimi, or Quechua, which is a very nice book because it explains lots of things also. I bought this one in Argentina, actually, in the north of Argentina, where they speak a different variety of Quechua. Then this Curso de Quechua in 40 lessons, and a dictionary. I could speak a little when I was there, but not now. Then all this is Russian. This is a very nice book for Russian. Говорите правильно. It's lots of dialogues and lots of things to listen to. They have MP3 CDs and lots of vocabulary and different topics, which is really, really nice.